Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we will see how we can use the surveys in the post-chat sessions in the Salesforce. As we all know, surveys are for collecting feedback and data from the customers or the users by using simple editor. We can use the same surveys in the Salesforce to follow up with the customers who has contacted via the live chat supports. We might be using the answering chatbots or messaging in app and guidance or whatever the means of the chat conversations in the Salesforce. We can use the surveys to enhance the customer feedbacks in the Salesforce, and post chat surveys are the great way to gather the customer feedbacks at the end of the chat sessions. When customer choose to participate at the end of the session, a survey opens within the chat window to complete. So let's see how we can configure the surveys as a post-chat surveys in the Salesforce. So what you all need is, firstly, we need to create a survey in the system in the Salesforce. For example, I have created this post-chat feedback demo. And if you really see this survey in the Salesforce, which is pretty easy and pretty cool, and it's very straightforward. It doesn't have any fancy stuff as of now, but you can define your own brandings, pages, and how many, these questions and answers. How do you want to define the surveys? If it has to be a writing or it has to be a free text, so you can define the surveys based on your need, your requirement. For the demo purpose, I have simply created this very simple this survey where I'm using the rating card. And just to enable the survey for the chat sessions, we need to first assign a permission set to the user. So we need to create one permission set, and this permission set should enable one permission which says Salesforce Surveys Enhanced feature. Once you enable this, then you will be able to add the post chat surveys in the Salesforce. Now, if you come to the embedded service deployment, and by looking at the embedded service deployment, you will come to know that we can use the surveys in the post-chat survey as an option. So for example, I'm using this chat with support team. And if I click on to view this, as soon I'm at the view section of this embedded service deployment, which is helpful to host our answer chatbot using this embedded service deployment. And if I click on edit on this, you see we have the option of post chat survey. Just click on the edit next to the chat setting, and this should present you a page in the header which is chat setting. And if you click on the edit again here and go down, you will see the post chat settings there, which is enabled. And this is what I did, why I provided the permission, because the Salesforce help icon says that I need to have the additional permission to basically input the surveys here. And for the same reason, I have created this permission set and enable this specific permission which says the Salesforce Surveys Advanced features. And I have assigned this permission set to my user or the admin who would be configuring the Einstein chatbot for the deployments. For now, you will see my name in the permission sets assignment, and just a minute while it loads. And once you assign that permission set to your user, you will be able to make a change here. It must open up. For some reason, it's taking a bit time. Okay, so if I go to the manage assignment again with this permission set, I must be able to see the users assigned with the permission set. So you see my user is being assigned this permission set. And if I go back again to the embedded service deployment settings, you will see under the post chat settings, if I click on the X icon here, I must be able to select from one of the surveys in the Salesforce that we have created. So I'm choosing this post chat feedback demo and clicking on save. That's it. So what will happen now is at the end of the chat conversation, the end user or the customer will be presented with the survey that we have created here. And for the demo purpose, I have created a very basic survey definition here. Let's see all this in action now. I have one site created, one digital experience site created, and I'll jump onto the digital experience side just to know how this works. So if I come back here to the digital experience site, you will see one embedded service deployment has been enabled here. And if I will try to continue with the chatbot services, let me give the initial first name, last name, and then let me provide certain subject definitions. So what I'm doing here in this Einstein chatbot, I have enabled the pre-chat form, and using the pre-chat form, I can basically capture the details of a customer who I'm talking to, and I can create a contact at the back end. At the same time, I have used the certain other fields like the subject and the web email, which will create a case in the system for the same customer for the query that he is looking for. By clicking on the start chatting, I must be able to continue with the chat interface here. This Answer chatbot basically helps you deflect the call volumes, and it's a great for the self-service portals. So here you can configure the Answer chatbots in many ways. You might see my different videos just to know how the Answer chatbot works. Now, for example, let's say once you are done with all your queries and you have got your answers, and for example, let's say I click on the order related queries, then you might be presented with certain other dialog boxes. You might go ahead and check with your query, and if you are satisfied with everything, and once you choose to close your chat interface here by clicking on the X icon, let's confirm the end chat. Then at the bottom you will see give feedback as an option, as a link. As soon as you will click on the give feedback, because we have enabled the post chat surveys in the embedded service deployment, this should present the surveys in the same interface, same chatbot interface, and you must be able to complete this. So whatever the input that you will provide for the survey, for example, let's say I'm satisfied with the surveys, I can say it's all good, perfectly, it's excellent service I have been getting from this science and chatbot, and then click on finish, and you can get the response back into the Salesforce. So just looking into the Salesforce and analyzing the response, you can definitely get some insights how we have performed in terms of the resolutions, how much the customers are satisfied, and based on how you configure in the surveys, you can get all those data in the Salesforce for the analysis purpose, and the admins or whoever you are making them powerful or empowerment to make the analysis around these surveys, they can go ahead in the Salesforce, run the report, and do the analysis for that. So this is all about how we can use the surveys in the Salesforce, post chat conversations in the Salesforce. Hope you have enjoyed watching my videos. Stay tuned for many more such videos. Thank you.